bubbles on purpose. Welcome to Astrology Throwdown tonight. So glad to have you here. I have a story to tell. Anyone who's been listening to this stream knows that I have been put under permanent quarantine as a perfectly healthy person. I've actually endured most of my adult life as an unhealthy person, but I actually got my health back. And now that I've gotten my health back, the banking dynasty that has hijacked all of our governments put out a BS story that someone like me is a danger to other people's health. That's a BS story, obviously. And hopefully, we will find our way to the other side of this. And that's what I dream of when we're not living under this fascist dictatorship that lies and traffics children and does all kinds of cover-ups about it and tries to trick me into reporting disinformation about it just to create confusion around what they're doing. Okay, so I really have to wonder how much us being under house arrest so they can get what they eat. Okay, because that's in the Franklin cover up. That is a book that was written by a senator. Okay, a senator wrote this book about how there is organized trafficking so people can torture and eat children. That's what's in the Franklin cover up. Okay. Not only was that written by a senator named DeCamp, it was also supported by the former director of the CIA. Okay. A man named William Colby. Okay. This is credible. This is going on. Are we under house arrest because they're getting nervous about their food supply? This is serious stuff. Okay. And I am not pulling this out of nowhere. And I wish that this was not the case. But are we under house arrest because they're worried about getting their food? Okay. Ask yourself about that. Now, let's seg into my life. Okay. Where I felt I had no future under this rulership. I did know it was evil by 2014 when I started this project. I just didn't know who they were or what it was, or I knew it was most certainly evil. That is for sure. And I knew that I had no future under such an evil group of people. I didn't know if it was America, Europe, or what. I don't know. I just knew it was evil. It had something to do with the celebrity world. That I didn't know. And I knew organized crime is running mad over the Hamptons. That I did know. So I had some inklings. I had no idea who I would find in the center of that web. But boy, I sure did find them. Wow, that's them. It took a couple years to get here, but we got there. We started with that guru at the edge of that web. And I kept looking. I was like, we're going to get to the middle of that web. And we got there. So we must save ourselves. My goodness. Anyway, so the other night, I took a breather and I went and looked at the stars. And the creepiest thing imaginable happened while I was looking at the stars. A silent flying device that was not a plane or anything. It was like a flying spider or something. A giant electronic device. It was totally silent. Flew over the trees like a drone, but it wasn't. It was some kind of like space age spycraft James Bond wishes device. Something you never see, except it's from the secret program where they're inventing new ways to enslave and murder us. You know what I'm saying? So this is some kind of really new technology that I've never seen before. Nothing like a drone. It was like visible and it had like a blinking light on it. I don't know how that works, but you couldn't, it was night, so you couldn't see it. And you could see there was nothing to it. And it had this blinking light on it. And it flew to my house. So I'm just trying to like enjoy a minute of my life. Just how can we live under these people? It's unbelievable. So this thing flies to my house and does a little perimeter of my house, and then it flies off like it's my warden. So they made up this story that that I'm a threat to other people's health, so I can't do anything, and I'm shut down from life, and I have no future because of this this BS story that some banker and his advisor came up with, and then paid all of those publicists to force down our throats because of that. And now I step out of my house and some sort of electronic device that I couldn't even imagine comes to my house and goes around it. Like, like I'm in prison. They are so good at using electronics to create prisons. Why are they so good at that? Why do they think about enslaving us with technology so much? Why is this such a priority for them? That's a good question. Anyway, so that was a couple nights ago. I didn't bring it up. It was just so weird. I just forgot about it. Okay, then I go out last night. It shows up. It flies to my house. It flies around my house. Real nice and slow. Like it's checking on me. This is unbelievable. Okay? Our country has been hijacked by the enemy within. Okay? Our worst enemies, the people that did 9/11, they're attacking us freely from our own government. Okay? And they're not our government. It's the terrorists have hijacked our government. I mean, I know everybody knows this. Everybody knows this by now, right? We all know this by now. The terrorists hijacked our government. And they're using our government to make sure they can get all the children that they like to torture and eat. That's in the Franklin cover-up. Okay? Senator and the former director of the CIA are behind that book, the Franklin cover-up. Okay? They spent the whole 80s covering up the Franklin cover-up. Okay? So many things that I didn't understand as a child, I now realize was them, the owners of the media, covering up the book that was talking about their food. That's what's going on. Okay? James Elephantis, there's a name. Look that name up. Okay? And then go look up who he looks like. This is ridiculous. If all the arrows are pointing the same direction, it's because that's the truth. Okay, we've got the truth. That's not the problem. The truth is established right now. I'm making my case for every single night. It's unbelievable. They don't get to torture and eat children as food. Absolutely not. And I have been beating around the bush about this for years, because how do you say even that out of your mouth? How can you even talk and fathom such a thing? Okay? And then the more we figure out their food situation, the more they lock us up and turn the world into a prison. So we're in prison because of what they eat as food. See? Do you see where this goes? Do you see how important this is? Okay? And they do satanic rituals in the middle of New York. And I really do believe that my last lifetime ended at the bombing of Dresden. And I have a lot of reason. And I did go to Dresden about it. And this is not something I'm kidding about. So I did look up the bombing of Dresden, and it was on 2 days of a 3-day satanic holiday called Lupercalia. Okay, so the bombing of Dresden, which made no sense and brought a ton of power to that banking dynasty, just so happened to happen on a satanic holiday. Oh, that came straight from England, didn't it? Oh, and England still can't explain the bombing of Dresden, can it? Of course not. Okay, who's running England? See? People that do satanic rituals in Germany. That's who's running England. Okay? And they have all their cute little shows they put on. Adorable. Okay? But look at what's going on behind that. And I feel you, England. It's mutual. Love you guys back. You're awesome. I feel the support like crazy from you guys. And, all the countries are being set up to not like each other. And we would like each other so much. You guys think we're dumb Yanks and we think you're snotty whatevers. And no, not at all. We're the same. You guys are awesome. I feel your support all the time. I hear you guys, rowdy people. There's rowdy people in England who are really excited about this. And we can do it. We can do it. We'll find a way. There's a lot of heart in England. So I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. Because this has always been a fight for England. Truly. Even Napoleon was fighting for England. When you understand who's running England, you don't want them to run anything. Oh my goodness. What a nightmare. But England is a wonderful country. Anyway, so The next time that drone comes to my house, I am going to find a way to record that. And I'm going to find a way to bring that everywhere to everybody to make sure everybody knows that someone is violating my Fourth Amendment right to privacy. That is a huge violation of my privacy. Okay, that is a huge problem. That is trespassing. Another huge problem. Oh, and if that's coming from my Victor Strasky Club friends, that is harassment. That's intimidation. You guys cannot do this to us forever. Absolutely not. Victor Strasky warned us that something like 9/11 was about to happen, and then 9/11 happened. You see how it works? Victor Strasky warned us in the 90s they were about to do something like that, and then they did it. You see, these kind of things are irrefutable. They just try to put up smoke screens so you won't see it. Okay? He was warning us that they were about to do something like this. And then they did it. And now look at us. Okay? This is real. This is proven. It's just a question of what are we going to do about this? And it's so interesting that I'm talking like that tonight because I'm going to just try to make the best segue out of that because I cannot believe how bellicose I just was. But this is Astrology Throwdown. So we did the Throwdown. Let's go to Astrology right now. And I'm detecting all kinds of unusual activity astrologically right now, particularly with my chart. And I don't really like to focus on myself that much, but it's so interesting. Okay, so what's going on today? Neptune is going retrograde. What does that mean? Anything with Neptune is hard to understand. It's like an inherently confusing concept because what is Neptune? Neptune is music. It's the ideal. It's dreams. It's spirituality, and it's getting drunk. It's being confusing. It's enchanting. It's a lot of things. It's moody. It's foggy. It's not direct. It can be manipulative. There's all these good and bad things that Neptune can be. And I think I got that. And then it says, now it's retrograde. Okay, fine. What's that? And then it's like, oh, it doesn't behave as well when it's retrograde. I read it and read it and read it. And I'm like, oh, it's not concrete enough to Neptune. So it does so it's not going to it's not going to Neptune right, I guess. And Neptuning is idealizing and making things inspirational. That would be make life just a little bit better. Maybe some nice music could be a Neptune, so it just make things a little more tolerable for us poor humans. And then when it's retrograde, I think it's not going to do those things as well. That was the feeling I got from what I read. Okay, it's not going to do those things. And then, so that's not going to be so great. And then, but we'll be more receptive or more reflective. I always feel like it's something with the past or thinking about the past with these retrogrades, but I'm not sure yet. But it does seem like you do kind of start to think about the past in the like the energy of the planet. There could be, I might be able to start to believe that. You start to like remember other Neptune moments you've had, like that time you were on a cruise or something. Maybe we'll see. Okay, so what's is going on right on my personal moon in Pisces in the 12th house? Okay, so think about that. Moon in Pisces. Okay, so moon is already moody and crazy in Pisces. So sensitive, so caring, so weak, whatever. And then the 12th house also plays the Pisces, so isolated and um nebulous, like no boundaries. I'm terrible with boundaries. It's the worst thing. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I really have this problem. So it's moon in Pisces, so it's just like no walls emotions. And it's very afflicted, so in a lot of pain. And then all I have is this trine, to get me out of this, is this trine to Mercury. Okay, so Mercury and Neptune are working well together. So I have this strength of communication. That's good. Maybe that'll get me out of it. So all of that emotional torment can go into communicating. And that is what I have. I've always communicated about my emotional torment. So that's interesting. And then Neptune has been right there because it moves so slow. It's been right there. And so can you imagine lately, like months? I'm like, how much more Neptune can my moon get? This is crazy. But I'm having telepathic experiences, and I certainly am having a lot of uh, other side spiritual experiences. So and things are coming to me faster, and the guitar is getting faster too. So that could be all that could be just so much Neptune. And I put it this way, it's like the Neptune lottery for me. So anything that is a Neptune, I'm gonna have all the Neptune in the world for it. Right, my Neptune bank account is so full. So this is a great time for me to be creative in a Neptune kind of way. So that's poetry. Elvis is very, very Neptune. It's so prominent in his chart, his Neptune in Libra. And I really admire his Neptune qualities because they're different than mine. He um he writes beautiful poetry, and he's so expressive, and he can enchant and just run rings around you, and all that's all a fascinating Neptune quality. I wish I had that, but I'm very psychic, and I channel easy, and I have different ones, but I admire his. They're so nice, and it's such a huge part of his incredible the fascination of him is the Libra. Is that Libra? Yeah, Libra, Neptune, and I said it wrong. Venus and Neptune and Libra. It's so amazing. I was watching him one of his one of those bootlegs again. I should put that one up. I just love I love everything. Everything I'm seeing. It's so great. The audiences are so great, and the show is so great. And I've never seen the lights that incredible. And I Elvis's voice has never sounded better. It's incredible. And the musicians are I can't believe how it must feel so great to be so in the zone. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, so they're doing amazing. And hopefully we can get together and and defend each other and save each other so we can move on and have a culture and have commerce and have happiness and be able to see each other and we can't live like this anymore. And look, they can't be sending drones to my house. I know I know it's them because the technology is so advanced. I know it's them because of that. And who else is gonna do it at 11:30 at night? It's spycraft. It's obviously spycraft. I mean, it's so creepy. You know, it's so creepy when it happens to you. They cannot maraud over this world like this. Absolutely not. I know they're so scared we're gonna find out about them and figure them out. And I know that they think that they're really just defending themselves, but they can't hold the whole world hostage because they're scared. You know, they're scared we'll unite. You know, they're scared we'll get them. They're scared we'll find out what they've been doing. I mean, I've read a lot of books about these people. They're so scared we're gonna catch them. Their whole lives revolve around this fear that they have that we're finally going to unite and get them. And it's almost like they've created it. It's weird because I've read so many books about this, and I really think a lot of the books that I've read have been by agents of the Spanky Dynasty. I don't know if maybe the writers are like secretly rogue, maybe a little bit. Probably that might be going on if you think about it, because they tell you so much. As long as they can put like their little five lies in, they can get away with saying almost everything. So I've read so many of these books about this horrible, horrible organization and how, oh my goodness, they're creating it. They're so scared it's going to happen when we finally unite and we finally deal with them. They're so afraid of it that they just attack us and attack us and attack us and attack us because they're so scared it's going to happen. See, they're creating it because they're so scared it's going to happen. I just want you to see how non-self-aware people operate, how greed, how, they're just operating from this place of scarcity and fear. And they're like, we have to hold everybody back and nobody can ever grow because that threatens us. This is what I've been up against. We're scared. Nobody can live because we're scared. It's this energy they put out. And please, 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 everybody, stand up for each other. Don't let that other person get bullied. Don't let me get bullied, right? You should be standing up for me. It shouldn't just be two musicians. And thank you so much. I mean, truly eternal gratitude. Carte blanche. I will do anything to repay that debt. I'm so grateful. I truly, truly, truly feel indebted to Elvis and Van. I mean, I can never repay that debt as far as I'm concerned because I'm going to cry. I was thinking of, I was going to, see, I'm not that good expressing emotions, but it's like the lion with the thorn in their paw. That's how I feel. Because I couldn't take the thorn out. They could. That's why it means so much to me. And they didn't have to, and they risked themselves. And I think we should all really honor them, really honor them for doing the right thing, because there has not been enough of that. And that it came from, dirty rock and roll. I love that, to show that people have hearts everywhere. Anyway, I'm not trying to be so dramatic, but anyway. So I went and looked about all of this. That's hardly English, so forgive me for that. But I went on and on and on about this Pisces. I just showed you that Pisces again, the moon in Pisces. So what's this going to do to me to have Neptune retrograde until December? Okay, so it's back and forth over this really sensitive spot for me. What's going to happen? It's not going to operate as well. So I'm basically going to be more receptive and probably more like stuck. It's kind of a stuck thing, the retrograded. Things don't like flow, move forward. The planet's not direct. That's something they all say. The energy's not flowing right when it's retrograde. It's going backwards. Okay, so we'll see if I get more psychic or whatever Neptune is, or more musical. Hopefully, hopefully I could get really good at music. I know it's just unlocking it. I know that. I'll keep at it. I'm playing as much as I can. So what's going on? It's the new moon. What does that mean? The new moon is when the sun and the moon form a conjunct. They're aligned, and they're going to be aligned soon, like tonight at 11 or something. Okay, so it's on the astrology report on the blog, and you can find out the exact minute that the sun is going to align with the moon tonight. So this is, in a real world, we'd have a party for the new moon. And what would we do with the new moon party? We would think about what we want to do with this new beginning. We have a fresh start. So we're all given a fresh piece of paper at the new moon party. And we say, oh, where is this new moon happening? We go, oh, it's in Cancer. Okay, good. Okay, so it's Cancer, obviously, because it's the month of Cancer. It's going to be July. So what are we going to do with this Cancer fresh start? Well, what's Cancer? Cancer is home, homeland, patriotism, mother, the past lives, your where you come from, all that home city feeling. That's my town. Don't talk about my town. I see that in as I'm learning about Elvis, the the rivalry is so funny. I love it. I don't think we have it like that here. It's cute though. It's really cute. The northern towns. We're at each other's throats. I'm sure it's because of football, and I'm sure it's on purpose. Guaranteed. That's so you guys won't unite. Unite anyway. Don't let soccer keep you apart. Please be friends, okay? Because I see that the it's Manchester, Birmingham. It was Liverpool, obviously, and what was it? Birmingham. I can't remember. It was Manchester, Birmingham. I can't remember. I feel bad now. I don't know the northern English towns that well. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna drop that. But my point is that we have the new moon. We have a fresh start in Cancer. Our home pride, our country pride, just being proud to be part of the human family, all of that is Cancer. So we have a fresh piece of paper when it comes to, what am I going to say? Say it with me, defending our countries. Okay? We have a fresh start in defending our countries. This is our, we can't let them do this to us. They've put me under house arrest and they're guarding me. Is that right? Is that fair? Is that legal? Is that evil? Is that so they can continue to get their food? Why do they have to eat like that? Okay? This is real. Please, 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 please save each other. I mean, they're lying about my numbers. We shouldn't be living like this. Okay? Anyway, so this new moon is happening in Cancer and we should defend our countries. And it's very interesting that Black Moon Lilith is right there. And I have talked about her as a sort of protest energy or a sort of like a female Pluto kind of energy that is basically coming in and saying, you're not going to get away with that, and I'm not going to let you get away with that. That's a very Black Moon Lilith kind of energy. And it's there, so we can completely access that. It's very potent and it's happening right now, and it's a fresh start where we can really think about what we're going to do to save our homelands. And you know what I would like to see happen when we save our homelands? We'll be transparent. We'll talk to each other. We'll set new rules, and we'll all enforce them. The new rules. And what are the new rules going to be? No borders, no passports, just new rules. And you don't have to go through X-ray machines everywhere you go. None of that. All of that stuff from them would be over. And if you don't want to wear your seatbelt, that's your life. All that stuff is just them training to enslave us. It's not for our own good. They don't care about us surviving car wrecks. You see what I'm saying? That they make you wear your seatbelt because they're training you to be under control. It's all mind control. Can you imagine a world where you can choose if you want to wear a seatbelt or whether you want to wear a helmet? All of that's to control us. It's not because they care. We now know they don't. They want us dead. See? So all of their BS rules, BS stories are gone if we emancipate ourselves from them. And then we could be happy. We could have lives. We could be free. We could actually be free, and we could together come up with new rules. And we would agree on them because rules are easy. They're so obvious. There doesn't have to be that many rules. The one rule is save each other. We should save each other. That's the one rule. And then everything else takes care of itself. It's possible. So that's our new start. That's what I'm putting on my piece of paper, that we all do that, and we save each other, because I'm the fact that they're finagling me into arrest like this, And you have to wonder how much all of this was to finagle me into house arrest without them drawing attention to me, because they have to pretend that I don't exist. And just that they pretend that I don't exist, that just shows you it's them. That's how they operate. So just the tactic they're using against me exposes them entirely. It's, I mean, the trial's been over. The trial's been over for a long time. It's just a question, what's the jury going to do about it? Because we're the jury. We're the final arbiter of what happens here, right? So somebody like me is finagled into arrest, and I'm being monitored. That is so interesting. Anyway, so let's really focus on defending our homelands and then dissolving them. Wouldn't that be great? Let's defend our homelands and then become just us. And you guys will be France, and you guys will be whatever, and you speak whatever you speak. And there's no borders anymore. No passports, just humans who are the same type. And this is another dream I have, just to see South America and Africa and China and Asia to not be exploited. I hate that. I hate their exploitation. I hate what they're doing to us. I want to see everybody. An hour of labor is an hour of labor. That's my dream. This is hurting me too much. It's so sad. An hour of labor should be an hour of labor. This is horrible. This is unbelievable. We cannot live like this, okay? We need a different money system where worth is calculated differently, okay? This is what bothers me so much, and I'm trying so hard to communicate this money idea, okay? We can implement a new money idea, okay? And all of it takes is agreement and understanding and setting up rules and then playing along to those rules transparently so everybody knows that it's fair, and it can be adjusted whenever it needs to be adjusted, every single time, no problem. And things can be worked out, and the financial instrument is attached to an hour of skilled labor. It's always an hour of skilled labor wherever you are. Then you could live anywhere, and people could protect their homeland and keep their homes safe and keep marauders out. Then you could live anywhere, because an hour of labor would be an hour of labor. Why isn't it that way? Because the money system is a scammer's paradise. But if it was a real money system, it would be attached to something real, like an hour of skilled labor. Or you could have an object that is roughly the equivalent of a certain number of hours of skilled labor. For example, my jewelry, any of my jewelry, you could look at it. I could tell you how long it took me to make that. Okay. I'll tell you how long it took me. You know, my earring, for example, that took me maybe an hour, maybe. Okay, fine. So that necklace is one financial instrument. One, I want to call them koans in honor of obviously our King of America, Napoleon Dynamite, and I want the 1 hour skilled labor to be called a koan, and one koan would buy that earring. See, so it's 1 hour skill labor. Doesn't matter where you are. That would be so fair, wouldn't it? And we could adjust things and figure things out. But if the money system had different values, different things could be jobs, couldn't they? Couldn't keeping someone company be a job if that's a benevolent activities? See what I'm saying? We could fund charities like that. People who want their job to be helping someone. Why isn't that a job? See what I'm saying? But if we had a stewardship of finances, well, we could decide that that's a job, couldn't we? You see the good that we could do if we had our own money system? We could have different values. That could be a job. Helping people could be a job. Helping people really isn't a job, is it? I help people. It's not a job. Wouldn't it be incredible if I had control of the money system and I could fund other people doing projects like mine, can you imagine what the world would be if I was just constantly funding projects like this? What a world. Wouldn't that be incredible? I could do that. Trying to show you it's possible. So support my money system and understand what I'm offering you. This is part of why I'm always saying about Elvis's incredible audiobook, How to Play Guitar and Why. He's telling you how he does it, that's the most valuable thing imaginable, possible in the world, if you're me, is that information. And he's just throwing it out there. It's incredible. It will not be wasted on me for sure. Okay, so that's the most benevolent thing. Can't believe that. Anyway. All right, enough of that. I know I stopped in the middle, but that's enough of that. And I'm going to read a letter by Napoleon to Josephine, okay, just to see how things are really winding down in their marriage. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Today I am at Gara, my dear love. My affairs go well, and everything is as I could wish. With the help of God, in a few days, events will have taken, I think, a character very terrible for the poor King of Prussia, whom I pity personally, because he is a good man. The Queen is at Erfurt with the King. If she wishes to see a battle, she will have that cruel pleasure. I am wonderfully well. I have put on flesh since my departure, though I cover 20 to 25 leagues a day on horseback, by carriage, one or another way. I go to bed at 8 o'clock and rise at midnight. On rising, I often think of you as not yet having gone to bed. All thine, Napoleon. What does that mean? Strange. All right. That is odd. All right, let's check out the amazing memoirs. Let's check this out. So, these are the beautiful nostalgic beginnings of Tech, Tech's musical career. So cute. Oh gosh, I love it. I love this. I love it. I love hearing about this so much. With all the Cancer moon nostalgia, Mr. Crescent. I love it. So much feeling. Love it so much. All right, let's check this out. I see already the moon is in here, so that's kind of cool. I love the synchronicities. Our agreement lasted all of 2 weeks. We were shown the door and had to strike a deal to lodge our music nights within the more popular Temple Bar. Despite these modest returns, our faith in our future was pretty unshakable. We even made a raid down to London while my dad was away playing the northern clubs. Staying at his now swinging pad, the walls of the bathroom papered with pages from Playboy magazine, we did the rounds of London folk clubs, looking for work, taking floor singer spots at the Troubadour in the Half Moon in the Underbill to Ralph McTell. But there was no longer any novelty in a couple of lads from Liverpool turning up with guitars. My mother and I had moved from our now broken family home in the south to a small terraced house off Muirhead Avenue. It was a pleasant but unremarkable suburban street, although a row of Older cottages nearby retained some semblance of the leafy West Derby village of which my ma'am could only dream when she was a girl growing up in Liverpool 8. Although it was shielded from my eyes, I realized after a while that my dad was never quick with any maintenance payments, so my ma was soon obliged to take a second job in addition to working in the office of a biscuit factory, an evening shift at a late night chemist in the center of town brought tedium punctured by the occasional threats from people looking to purchase preposterous amounts of Dr. J. Collis Brown's compound. This potion had been developed to treat cholera in the Imperial Indian Army and had originally contained laudanum and cannabis. The formula had been changed to diluted morphine and peppermint, but people still believed it could be distilled to yield a mild, if unreliable high. Chemists or pharmacists, as some would know them, were not permitted to sell multiple bottles of the potion, so chances would return in the late hours with the hope of being served by someone with a short memory or a blind eye and didn't always take kindly to being told no. After one or two such menacing encounters, my ma thought better of it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful evening.